LSU has won a national championship in year 2 under Kim Mulkey. Do you believe in miracles? For the first time in LSU basketball history, your LSU Fighting Tigers are national champions as they take down Iowa a lot to a little. 102-85 is the Tigers. Kim Mulkey. Hey, you know what's crazy? The entire year we kept talking about who we're naming the court after. Now, the only national title coach in the history of LSU, Kim Mulkey. Name the court after her, Brando. Name the court after Kim Mulkey, Tim Brando. National champions. Jasmine Carson coming off the bench, raining threes from the heavens. Angel Reese in foul trouble. Alexis Morris in foul trouble to start the game off. Doesn't matter. Here comes Jasmine Carson. Bang! Doesn't matter. Because this is what you do, and this is what happens when you go out and you pay for the elite of the elite. Bang! Bang! I can't even think straight. Woo! I can't believe it. 5 LSU Tigers in double figures. Carson, 22. LaDasia Williams going absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She had 20. Angel Reese, off night. Doesn't matter. Still has a double-double. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals. And then in the third and fourth quarter, Alexis Morris, Lex Luthor went off. Lex Luthor went off. When you needed her the most, everybody on planet Earth was talking about Caitlin Clark. And when it came down to it, Caitlin Clark didn't score a bucket from 3:51 in the third quarter. She didn't make a bucket until 5 minutes left to go in the fourth. They shut her out because they put her in foul trouble and they made her play defense. Kim Mulkey with the outright best game plan to look, you're not going to stop Caitlin Clark, but you contained her enough to win a natty. You have not scored that many points in women's basketball's history, maybe ever. And you go out there and score 102 to win a natty. Wow. Say it with me, damn it. T-I-G-E-R-S. Kim Mulkey, bitch. Kim Mulkey, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. Wow. 102-85. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. LSU went 11 of 17 from 3. Jasmine Carson went 5 of 6. She went 5 for 5 in the first half. Poa went 2 of 2 from 3. Then you have Alexis Morris, bang, at the end for the dagger. Pull, 2 from 2 from 3. Floje to start the game off. Bang. You needed it, man. You needed it. Now you got to tip your cap to Caitlin Clark. She had 30 points. She went 9 of 22, but she had been going much crazier than that. Much crazier than that. Offensive rebounded, you out rebounded them at every step of the way. You had 37 rebounds. They had 26. You outshot them. The team that was supposed to be the best shooting team left. You outshot them. You did everything better than they were because you're the best team in the country. Oh, and guys, by the way, they're not done yet because this train's going to continue to keep rolling. Kim's got the #1 class in the country coming in. She's going to have the probably, let's say, top 3 transfer class coming in. This train with Kim Mulkey doesn't stop. Shout out to Scott Woodward. Shout out to Scott Woodward. When you go on a journey to get the elite coaches in the country, you start off with Kim Mulkey, and what does she do? What does she do? She wins a natty. Unreal, man. Unreal. Drew calls. He says, speak on it, Blake. Come on, man. Come on, man. Bob Starkey. We got to talk about Bob Starkey, the defensive guru. She's put an all-star level coaching staff and team up just right next to her. LSU 34-2 on the season. The team that beat the Giant in South Carolina, you just put 102 on. You scored 27 points in the first. Here's where LSU won it. Where LSU won it was in the second quarter when you outscored them 32-20. When you went up on them and you scored 32 points in the second quarter, that's where they got it. You took Iowa's best shot in the third, but it wasn't that big of a dagger, right? They scored 22. You hung in there and scored 16. And then all you did in the fourth quarter was Alexis Morris had 11 points. 11 points in the fourth quarter. Clutch Gene. Clutch Gene. Let's play out that fourth. Floje hits a bucket. Floje misses, but Alexis Morris gets the rebound. Bucket, mid-range, bang! Iowa would miss 2 free throws. Alexis Morris comes down the court, hits a mid-range, bang! You would force a steal. You would force an Iowa turnover. Alexis Morris crosses over. Caitlin Clark gets an assist to Williams. Bang! Reese would hit a bucket. And then their best center, number 25, Warnock, would foul out. Reese would get a miss. Iowa would have a turnover. Alexis Morris would force another steal, come down, crossover to Caitlin Clark again, mid-range, bang! Then Clark would hit her first 2 bucket of the day. Williams would get a rebound off an Angel Reese miss, pass it back out to Alexis Morris, bang! She went off in the fourth quarter. She sealed you a national title. To start the fourth quarter, LSU was up 11, 75-64. Was up 75-64, and then Alexis Morris went off. Unreal. History. It's never been done. Never been done. Bailey Jones has 102 points by women's basketball. It's crazy they made history tonight. It's crazy to think that, and it's the ultimate return on investment. Kim Mulkey was the ultimate return on investment. She had her issues with Baylor. Shame on Baylor. How idiotic does Baylor look by not giving Kim exactly what she needed? National titles aren't easy. And you know what LSU will do? You know what Scott Woodward will do? If Kim Mulkey needs something, we will get it to her and get it for her because she's a walking national title. She's a walking national title. Shame on Baylor. All this talk all season. Do you name the court after Dell Brown? Do you name the court after Sue Gunner? Don't name it after anybody because none of them is more accomplished in basketball at LSU than Kim Mulkey is because she just won a natty. Unreal, man. Unreal. Everybody asking, can Caitlin Clark go in the portal? Call Gordon and get it done. Mike says nobody was picking LSU. This NCAA tournament began hot. Damn, I'm happy for the Lady Tigers. Absolutely. Marvin Mackey says, for real, shame on Baylor. Absolutely shame on Baylor. She asked you for something small. All you needed to do was pay her. Hell Mendoza with a $5 super chat. Guys, you can fire in your super chats here tonight. We'll get to every one of them if you want your comments read. But thank you, Hell Mendoza. He says there's something about these LSU coaches in their second year that just kicks them into a new gear. Maybe it's a preview for Brian Kelly. Let's go, ladies. Thank you for the super chat. American Patriot says 33 amazing double-doubles that will never be broken. I think she had, if I'm not mistaken, I think she had 34, right? Hold on, let me find it. I mean, she obviously broke the record. I thought LSU announced, NCAA record in a single season is broken by Angel Reese. 34 double-doubles in a season. 34 amazing double-doubles. Unreal, man. Unreal. Alexis Moore and LaDasia, that story is going to live on forever. The simple fact that Alexis Morris had struggles and issues throughout the season, and then when you needed her to step up every single night when it came down the stretch, she did it. Look, and Angel Reese wasn't not on her game, but LaDasia Williams, a girl that we don't talk about hardly at all. She goes 9 of 16, 2 from free throws. She has 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and she has 20 massive points. But somebody that we need to talk about, you don't get into the situation that you're in without Jasmine Carson. 5 threes in the first half. 5. She had 6 buckets to start it off. And by the way, she hit 3 out of 4 free throws. When you have 22 points off the bench versus Iowa having 2, 6, 8. Smith and Poa got you 8, and then Jasmine Carson literally was your secret weapon because she had 22 off the bench, 5 massive threes, and then she had the heat check on Clark again, who, with all due respect to Clark, doesn't seem like she likes playing defense too much. She banks it off at the end of the second quarter, going in a half. Bang! Wow. Hold it, Tiger. Royce Ledette says Jasmine Carson had 21 points in the first half. That is insanity. This bus doesn't stop, man. This bus doesn't stop. It just doesn't. LSU, for the first time, has won a national title in basketball. I will be honest. I never thought that those words, before Kim Mulkey got here, I never thought I'd say those words. Sergeant Kling on YouTube says 59 halftime points is the most ever. Insane. Bill says, bro, all these people hating on Reese for the John Cena. Who gives a shit? You didn't care when Joe Burrow went out there and put a hat on that said BDJ on it. What does it matter? You didn't care. You had no cares in the world whatsoever when Joe Burrow wore a hat that said BDJ. 0. So spare me. Royce again says Clark is a beast on offense, but she can't play defense. They went at her defensively and try to tire her out. Can't win a championship with one player. No, you can't. I mean, but they're good, man. Iowa was a good team. I mean, you can't doubt that they were a good team. They took down South Carolina, and after they took down South Carolina, they also had a run in the tournament. You can't take it away from them. They just did not play defense well enough for you to – they don't play defense well enough, and Kim's game plan, and I'm sure she's talking about it now, was to go right at Clark defensively because she wanted none of Alexis Morris's magic. She was switching off every single time. She wanted none of Alexis Morris. Now, again, you got to give Caitlin Clark her due. 9 of 22. She didn't shoot it great. She went 8 of 19 from 3, but she still had 30 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 4 girls in double digits. 4. But again, your Swiss Army knife, your catalyst, the girl that brought you over the top, Alexis Morris and Jasmine Carson in the first half. Because guys, how crazy is it that you're legitimately up? Let me do this right quick. How legitimate is it that you scored 32 points and Angel Reese and Alexis Morris were out of the game? They were focused. Kim got these girls focused, locked in, and ready to go, and all they did was deliver. All they did was deliver. I got to give Floje a lot of credit. She didn't do she was not fantastic offensively. She had 10 points. But, guys, I wrote this down in the middle of the game. She had 7 rebounds. 7 rebounds and 5, and 2 of them coming on offensive rebounds. Both of them were LaDasia Williams buckets. That's massive. Especially, and when I started this, especially when LSU was only up 7. Do you believe in miracles, man? All right, everybody do us a favor by hitting the like and share. Share to all of those social media groups. If you're listening to us on Facebook, share to all those LSU groups. Share to all your social media pages. If you're listening to us on YouTube, like, subscribe, notification bell. We greatly appreciate you guys doing that. David said, I said last week LSU would have to make 50 and from the field and over 50 from 3 and make those free throws, and they surely did that. That they did. Eric Weinberger says, let's go, Joe Ruffino. It's a little inside joke there. Penn Jones says, if we win a championship in baseball and football also this year, Woodward gets a 30-foot statue. No doubt. Now, we're going to talk baseball, but not here tonight, though. Not here tonight because this is the ladies maybe at the very end. Jay's got some things he's got to figure out with some of his starters. He's got to figure out something with that bullpen. But they can do it, man. They can do it. They can do it, man. I mean, look, we can talk about Scott all the live long day, and he deserves it. He deserves it. The big game hunter went hunting. And if I'm not mistaken, this is as an athletic director, this is Scott Woodward's first national title in the big sports. Leighton says, where's the Stone Cold beer chug? I don't have any beer, but I need to go get some. I'll do it. I just need to go get some. We'll do that. I promise you. I'll do it. Mr. Milton on Facebook says, Reese wanted smoke with Clark. Absolutely. Who wouldn't? Who? Van Bennett says, Kim Mulkey looked great in those LSU Tiger stripes. Yes, she did. American Patriot says, I was hoping for 85 points, and they produced. Yeah, they got 102, man. They got 102. So if you're just joining us, hit the like and share. But again, going into the fourth quarter, I mean, when you have, let me see how many buckets Morris had. 1, 2. She had an assist. 3. So she had 3 buckets and she got fouled and hit both of her free throws. 4, 5, 6. Alexis Morris had 6 buckets in the fourth quarter to close it out. And she had 3 assists. That's where all of her points came from. Josh said, did Clark say something against LSU that I didn't hear? She just, I don't know, but I don't really care. I mean, guys, about that drama with her, who gives a shit? You're national champions. You're national champions. It does not matter what she said. She just got put in her place. Your actions just spoke louder than words ever could. If she wants to talk stuff, if she wants to run her mouth, if she wants some gangsters in front of her house, LSU just set it off. It doesn't matter. You're the national champion. For the first time in basketball ever. Doesn't matter what Caitlin Clark's got to say. I don't give 2 shits what she's got to say. They calling her the Steph Curry with a bra, and she's good. She is. Steph Curry just got Alexis Morris. She just got Flo Jade. She just got Angel Reese. I don't give 2 flying F's what she had to say. She can talk that shit all she wants to. Talk it all she wants to. But Angel Reese did hit that John Cena on her. You can't see me. You got to love it. You got to love it. All right, everybody hit the like and share. Sergeant Kling says, we don't give an F. No, hell no, you don't. Neither should you. Neither should you. Neither should you. Let's go to the second quarter because we got to talk about Jasmine Clark too. That second quarter was insane. So you were up 6, okay? You're up 6 at this point, and then Jasmine Carson comes off the bench for Alexis Morris because she's in foul trouble. This is what Carson did in a 6-minute stretch. Clark comes off. Carson comes off. She has a bucket scored on her by Clark, but then Smith gets in the paint. Then she gets blocked, but then here comes Jasmine Carson. Bang, her first 3. Then she would come down the court. She would pass it to Poa. Poa would hit a 3. Bang. Clark got fouled on a 3. She hit 2 of 3. That was on Jasmine Carson. But then Carson, after the foul on Clark, she came right over with the step over, and then she hit the little to the outside, bang, over Clark. She went right at Caitlin Clark there in the second quarter. Iowa would get found, hit 2 free throws. Wouldn't matter, though, because Jasmine Carson would come down the court. She would get a pick and roll, and then she would have an assist to LaDasia Williams. Then this is where LSU set it off. You want to talk about they set it off more than Boosie ever could, okay? After Clark got fouled and hit both of her free throws, Jasmine Clark hits a 3 in the corner, bang. Clark went down, shot a 3 and missed. Carson came down the court, hit a 3, bang. Then when Carson was coming back down the floor on another Iowa miss, Clark would get her 3rd foul and we'd be taken out of the game. And then Carson would bank in a 3 to close it out. That is insanity. Insanity what happened in the second quarter when Jasmine Carson had to come in and she took it right at Caitlin Clark. Insanity, man. She got humbled in that second quarter by a girl, with all due respect, who came off the bench. She's supposed to be one of the best, if not the best, women's college basketball player, and Jasmine Carson put it right in her eye. Bang, swish, swish, swish. LSU doesn't lose national titles, baby. We don't lose natties. Ask Joe Burrow. Ask Skip Bertman in the 90s and the early 2000s, from the 99 to the 2000s. 2003, 2007. Yeah, 2011, I don't even remember what happened then. We don't lose them. Paul Maneri at 17, we don't remember that either. And guys, the scary thing about all this with Kim Mulkey and company is they're only going to be better. They have the number one recruiting class in the country. Angel Reese had talked about already coming back. You got Jasmine Carson coming back. You are going to miss Alexis Morris, and I get that. But let's see. LaDasia Williams, she's a senior. She will be leaving, but Flau'jae Johnson is a true freshman. She's coming back. Poole, she is a sophomore. She's coming back. Smith, she is a freshman. 6'2", 200 pounds. Shemaya Smith, she's a freshman. So all these people that are coming in here giving you massive minutes. Oh, man, my bad. Jasmine Carson's a senior. But all these people coming in from Memphis, Tennessee, I might add, coming in and giving you massive minutes and massive points, man, it's insanity. It's insanity. So now you go back to a situation where guys, you might be ranked number 1, number 2 in the country coming back. And I want to say this. LSU, for what it's worth, got disrespected all year long in women's basketball. There is no reason whatsoever that LSU deserved to be a 3 seed. They had 2 losses on the season. One to South Carolina, who made it to the Final Four, and one to Tennessee in the tournament. That's it. But you put in Indiana, didn't happen. You put in Virginia Tech, LSU beats Virginia Tech. South Carolina gets beat by Iowa, LSU goes down and dominates them. So for whatever it's worth, I don't know if these voters have issues with Kim Mulkey. What you going to say about her now? You had massive disrespect in putting LSU at a 3 seed. Oh, what about their non-conference? Non-conference, that national title. Non-conference, oh, their strength of schedule stinks. They just went out there and put up 102. I don't want to hear about the tree in Stanford. I don't want to hear about Virginia Tech. I don't want to hear about UConn. I don't want to hear about South Carolina. Kim Mulkey's her, and she's coming. Best dresser in all the land. Jordan Haydad says, LFG, dude. 3 my A with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. American Patriot with a $199 super chat. He says, does Mulkey have champ raise in her contract? I'm sure she does. Thank you so much, American Patriot, for the super chat. Michaela Williams says Tatted Vet is a freshman too, and she's coming in. Yep, let's look at this right quick. Hold on. LSU women's basketball commits. Let's get all of them. Yeah, they got Michaela Williams. Del Rosario. I can't say that. Aaliyah Del Rosario. There we go. Aaliyah Del Rosario. She's 6'6" center from Tennessee. Let's see. I mean, you got dudes, man. Janae Kent commits to LSU. 6-foot guard. Insane. But that Michaela Williams girl, she's out of this world, dude. She's out of this world. Les Flick 1 on YouTube says, people will keep learning the hard way. Never let a Louisiana school make it to a championship game. You will catch hell from them. Yeah, you'll catch hell. Without question, you'll catch hell. Without question. And then you got track that's doing what they're doing as well. But, I mean, this is just one of many coming from Kim, man. It's one of many that's going to be coming from Kim. You're not stopping this hype train. It's not happening. Without a doubt, it's not. You're not going to stop her, dude. You're not going to stop her. Stop her from what? Winning another natty? I mean, I'll be honest. I thought of, that this would be her toughest challenge, her toughest test this season. It wasn't. It wasn't. Once you get in there and look, I thought year 3, whatever, didn't matter. She won a national championship in her own state. A national championship in her own state. Guys, she grew up 3 miles from where this studio is. She came back home and won an Natty. Marvin Mackey said, I heard a former player saying LSU wasn't good. We just had a weak bracket. Yo, I gotta be honest. Who gives a dog's ass Rudy Poo what bracket you came out of? You still beat the number 1 overall seed. You still went up against Iowa, who took down South Carolina. Guys, South Carolina was undefeated. I don't want to hear that. Weak bracket my rear end. Weak bracket my rear end. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that at all. National champions get to talk as much ish as they want. What y'all talking about? Anyway, I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. LSU shot 54.3% from all of their field goals, 65%, guys, from 3. That changes the game, dude. Iowa came into the game scoring 81 points a game, and you had to be lights out. LSU on the season was shooting 34% from 3. Tonight, they doubled that. They damn near doubled that. 65%. Carson, Poa's 6 points came from the 2 threes that she made. Poole, Morris, Floget, and the first bucket LSU made was a Floget 3. But we talked about everybody. I got to admit this too, because we've gone this whole time not talking about Angel Reese. I don't really care about the game that Angel Reese had tonight. The game plan was always to stop Angel Reese for Iowa. Like, that ultimately and always was going to be the game plan, is to stop Angel Reese. They contained her, but you do not get here without Angel Reese, right? Like, we're there. You do not win this national title without Angel Reese. You just don't. And God bless it if she comes back. God bless the United States of America in women's basketball if she comes back to LSU. Now, I don't know if she's going to announce. I don't know her plans. We'll have to wait and see. You do not win a national title without your MVP, Angel Reese. And for what it's worth, she has just been lights out so many times, man. So many times. Let's go back to this fourth. Or the third, excuse me. There it is. Let's go to this third. So here's another thing that's going to go missed that we're not going to talk about because LSU won a national title. First and foremost, let's get this very well understood as well. The elbow that Angel Reese had versus what that tree of a girl at Iowa had, those elbows are not the same. Angel Reese is making a basketball move to get to the rim. That girl from Iowa was definitely trying to take out anybody in her path. Both of them were fouls. Let's call them what they are. But don't say that Angel Reese's was just as bad. It wasn't even remotely close. You know what turned the game for me? LSU, Morris had a travel, and Reese's shot got blocked, okay? And then LSU would go down, and Williams would get found hard, the elbow that I'm talking about. LSU was up. LSU was up at this exact moment, 69-62. 69-62, LSU was up. Kim calls the timeout and asks for the appeal. Either way, it doesn't matter because if Kim loses it, Iowa has going on at this exact moment a 17-3 run. 17-3 run. Kim calls the timeout for the appeal. Now, here's what makes Kim so good at her job. If she loses the appeal, wins the appeal, it doesn't really matter because she's got to stop Iowa's break. Speaking of Angel Reese, Williams would go down and hit a mid-range shot, bang. Reese would get a board off of a Alexis Morris miss. She would get a putback, put LSU up 9, 73-64. Then LSU would force a turnover. Reese would get fouled, and then Clark would get the technical foul off of that miss and the 2 Angel Reese rebounds. So when that tech happened, Angel Reese went 0 from 2 from free throws. I'm not going to berate her on that. You won a natty, doesn't matter. Alexis Morris went 2 from 2 from the free throw line when Clark got the technical that set Clark down. Now, Clark would go on from the 4-minute mark of the third quarter and would not make another bucket until 5 minutes into the fourth. That timeout appeal by Kim Mulkey when you're up 69-62, and Iowa is just going crazy. Iowa would hit 4 threes to start off the third, a 12-0 run. Then they would hit another 3 by Clark until Angel Reese would get a bucket to start stopping the run. That timeout is what will go unnoticed. Nobody will talk about it in losing the appeal, but it did not matter because you stopped Iowa's run. I think for me, the biggest call of the night, without question, the biggest call of the night was the Kim Mulkey timeout appeal. Because not only is it a timeout in the 30 seconds, you got, and this is what when we were watching the game, that appeal lasted 3 minutes. Almost, it was 2 minutes and 59 seconds was that appeal. Gave your girls a rest, got them to settle down, let the nerves get out, and then LSU would come back and start dominating defensively. So once that happened, LSU dominated from that timeout on, okay? From that timeout on, Reese would get a putback, she would get fouled, then the Clark tech, then Morris, the 2 free throws, the quarter's over. And in that third quarter, it seemed like LSU just got absolutely dominated in that quarter. Iowa only outscored them 22-16. It wasn't as bad as it seemed that it was in that third. You want to know what makes some of these coaches elite? Like I think about Kirby Smart, the timeout that he called against Ohio State in the playoff last year. Ohio State ran a fake punt, and right before the fake punt, by the way, they got it, and Georgia was down, what was it, 6 or 7? I forget at that exact moment. But he calls a timeout. Ohio State would have gotten the first down, and Georgia was on the way to lose. They were on their way to lose. You want to know what makes legitimate head coaches elite? It's stuff like that. That is what you pay Kim Mulkey what she needs to be paid. That's why you go and get the buyout. That's why you go to every booster on planet Earth and tell them, we are going to win a national title under Kim Mulkey. Unreal, man. All right, we got a couple super chats there firing off in here. Let's get to them. Orgy Cum Laude with a $199 super chat says South Carolina fans are in shambles. I would be too. If I'm Dawn Staley, I mean, Dawn knew what was going to happen when Kim Mulkey came to LSU. She's not an idiot. She knew exactly what was going to happen. Since Kim Mulkey's been at LSU, they're 1-1 in national titles. Let the race begin. Jordan Haydad sends a $4.99 via super chat. Thank you so much. He says 102. Do you freaking believe in miracles? Oh, so I just got tagged in this. Barstool Sports is the one making fun of Angel Reese because she was talking shit to Caitlin Clark. Who gives a damn? Caitlin Clark just talked just as much stuff. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. She talked just as much trash. Oh, man, look at Simone Augustus. The house that she built. It's the house that Simone built. I don't really. So the Ghastly Gamer, they're saying because she did the John Cena. Who gives a damn? Who gives a damn? You know what? You want to beat us? Stop us. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Unsportsmanlike D's. Black Goatee says a $2 via Super Chat says that girl Clark was on some Steph Curry-ish. Thank you so much for the Super Chat. She was. But Portnoy always cries like a little titty baby every time he loses a bet. Don't bet against LSU, dummy. Somebody clip that and send it to him. Hey, Portnoy, you don't ever bet against LSU in a natty. You don't bet against the South in a natty. I was not in the South. Never bet against the South. Ever. This isn't the Civil War, dog. Which I'm glad the South lost that one. Sergeant Kling says Kim put them on ice with that appeal. Absolutely. Guys, that appeal in the third quarter when you're up 69-62 is the game. It is the game. It is what changed everything. That's what makes her elite, dude. Some coaches fall. Some coaches, can't handle things. Kim Mulkey's literally, you know how the kids these days go, she, the ice in the veins. She literally has it. Adrian Bailey with a $4.99 via Super Chat. Thank you so much. Says no excuse. Now it's time to renovate the PMAC. Ain't that the truth? I'll send this $5.99 Super Chat, Adrian. I'll send this to help renovate. But you're right. It's time to renovate the PMAC. I'll let this be known. I'll let it be known. Let me just choose my words carefully. How do I want to say this? Trust me, we're getting a new PMAC. Or massive renovations are coming at the very least. Edo Nuss Bus Driver says, never seen so many salty people over a women's title game in my life. Look, man, they hate us because they ain't us. American Patriot says, true story, Portnoy always stands on his tippy toes when he takes a picture. Little man syndrome. Yeah, well, first off, I don't know about that. I really do enjoy his pizza reviews. They really do help. Really do help people when he does stuff like that. But at the same time, just because you lost a bet doesn't mean you got to be an asshole. And he's an ultimate asshole. He brags about being an asshole. So if you want to brag about being an asshole, then fine by me. But at the end of the day, you're still an asshole. Doesn't bother me one iota how big of an asshole you are, but don't get mad when you lose. Hal Mendoza says, always bet on the Dirty South, baby. Sends a $2 via Super Chat. Always, baby. Always. Orgy Cum Laude, $4.99 Super Chat says, Jay Johnson next. BK in year 3. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they can get it done in year 2. Any team can be beat this year in football. Any team can be beat. Georgia's not as scary as they once was. I ain't as good as I once was. Let's go up here and get some more of these comments. I'm just going to go down and get as many of these as I can. Hey, Dad says, I like Reese's play. I do too. Chad on YouTube says she don't meet the age requirement to go into the draft per her mom. Are you talking about Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese? King Ulysses says Williams was big through those runs as well. No doubt. No doubt. She got all the points in that run too. But again, I mean, the play of the game is the time. I mean, when it came down the stretch, right? Like when it was getting down to crunch time, the Peel timeout was what set it off. It's what set it off. Go Tigers on YouTube says Reese was should not a elbow. I don't know what that means. Bill says Angel has to come back for at least 1 year. That's the rules for college women's. There you go. There you go. Well, then she's back. She's back. We're back. Gasly Gamer says, I agree unless Clark was doing it first. Well, Clark already did. She threw a ball that got the technical foul. Now, do I think that it was a petty call on Clark? Yeah, I thought her technical that she got was petty. But Clark always talking trash. She's always talking trash. She was talking trash yesterday in pregame. Talking about and then she's retweeting about her saying, oh, South Carolina can't shoot. I'm the best shooter in the game. Okay, well, sounds good. Well, LSU shot 9 of 22. You went 8 from 19. And LSU as a team shot better than you. Jasmine Carson shot better than you. Poole shot better than you. Poa shot better than you. Alexis Morris, quite honestly, shot better than you. Caitlin Clark went 9 of 22. Alexis Morris went 8 of 14 and had 21 points. The biggest difference in both of those, just off the top, Alexis Morris had nine assists. She's an assist away from having a double-double. Caitlin Clark, the one they said she's a walking triple-double. No, she didn't. She had 6 turnovers. Caitlin Clark is not invisible. She had 6 turnovers, no steals. She gives you nothing on the defensive end. 0, zilch, nada. She don't want that smoke. She don't want it. Everybody talking about, she's invincible. Invincible my ass. Bo on YouTube says Clark talks the whole game. Yes, she talks the whole game. 1,000% she talks the whole game. She's always chirping. I don't know. I see this one. Ken, I'm going to tweet this to Brando. Hold on. Brando's about to block me, guys. Hey, at Tim Brando. The court name belongs to Kim. I'm tweeting it at him. I don't give a damn. What do I care? What, he blocks me? So what? A guy that's losing his hair and has to get it dyed blocking me? I don't care. But hell yeah, the court should be named after her. Guys, you never won a national title in your life. Nobody, no team is more accomplished than the 2022-2023 women's basketball team. None. That's what it means to win a national title. A rafter is going up. A parade's coming to town. You thought Mardi Gras was over, and Kim said, "Scoop!" Hold up. Collaborate and listen. This old vet says, well, that's all you had to say. All you had to do was say that Clark was doing something like that warranted it. Oh, I just thought you guys saw it. I'm sorry, old vet. I just thought everybody saw that. Coach Ken says we're meeting them at the airport. That's a good idea. Go Tigers on YouTube says Kim Mulkey Court and Dale Brown concession stand. It's true. Brad says, but it's only year number 2, Blake. No doubt. Thank you, Kelvin, so much for the stars on Facebook. Thank you so much. If you want to put in a comment, you can. Giovanni on Facebook says many people thought LSU wasn't going to win today, and LSU proved them wrong. Yeah, Brad Powers over at Brad Powers Sportsbook picked LSU to win. I ain't gonna lie, I put a little money line on that thing. Little money line. Should have taken the points. But the money line was a little bit bigger. But yeah, I put a little hundo on it. I don't want my wife to. Put a little money on it. And tweeted it, I think. Todd Dyke says, bro, this could be a massive year for LSU athletics with what they are doing in baseball and what we have coming back in football. LSU could possibly have 3 national championships in 2023. Be careful. Let's be careful. You got a lot of season left to go in baseball. We'll talk about that tomorrow. This is the ladies' day. This is the ladies' day. So let's talk about the ladies. I was going to talk some baseball, but yeah. Bo says, I took the money line and the points. Probably should have done both. I just took the money line. I don't know why I did that. Doug Ray says, and don't we have the number 1 recruiting class coming in? Yeah, this isn't going to stop, man. This isn't going to stop. I mean, if LSU, as an example, so if Angel Reese is coming back indefinitely, which everybody says she is, so Angel Reese is coming back. You got Floje Poole coming back. You got the Michaela girl coming in. I mean, guys, you see what an LSU team can be when you can shoot the way that they shot from 3 today. They're unstoppable when they're hitting their shots. When they're hitting their shots from the outside, they're literally unfreaking stoppable. Unstoppable. Wow. Rob with a massive super chat, $49.99. Thank you so much, Rob. He said, think about this, Blake. Baseball is going good. Kim Mulkey is kicking arse established now. 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000%. And I still think that football is going to be really stinking good. Guys, I think you're going to win the West again. Alabama does not, to Rob's point, Alabama doesn't scare me in football. Now, Florida is a team, baseball-wise, that you got to keep watching out for, but you just won the series against Tennessee. That's their top 10 team. You literally just took back-to-back series, actually 3 series in a row from at the time that you played them, top 15 teams, the last 2 against 2 top 10 teams in Arkansas and Tennessee. Just because Tennessee's having a down year doesn't mean that they're not a really good baseball team, guys. They're a really, really good baseball team. They have 3 dudes and 3 massive arms. But to Rob's point, he's right. Baseball's going really good, and they're going to continue to roll. This old vet says, man, a baseball natty would be awesome after this. Yeah, it'd be awesome. It'd be fantastic. Sergeant Kling says the buzzer beater was awesome. Are you talking about the one from Jasmine Carson? The bank in? Bang! She was, dude, her second quarter was unfreaking real. Her second quarter was unreal. Let's see. Clark had the no-look assist. Carson came down for 3. Then she got an assist to Poa from 3. Clark got fouled on a 3, hit 2 or 3, but then Carson came back over Clark, bang, hits a 3. Iowa hits 2 free throws. Carson on the pick and roll gets an assist to Williams. Then here's where it all went downhill for Iowa in the second quarter. Carson hits 3 threes. 3 threes. Bang, bang. Poa hits 1, and then Carson closes it out and hits the 3, the bank shot at the end. I mean, the simple fact that LSU scored 32 points in the second quarter when Iowa only scored 20, it's how you win, man. It's how you win. Ghastly Gamer says if LSU baseball were to win a natty, this would definitely be an amazing year because odds are Yankees will win the World Series. Oh, God, if LSU wins one, that's true. It's happened every time since 1996. That's true. That's true. Why do you think I'm a Yankees fan, baby? Gotta love the Yankees. Who won today? They beat San Francisco again. Aaron Judge went yard. Dane Bergeron says, Blake, don't think Alexis Morris gets enough credit for the past 2 games. Absolutely, Dane. And, I mean, look, we talked about her at great length just a minute ago. Her fourth quarter, speaking of that, I mean, her fourth quarter was insane. So we can run through that again for everybody joining us. I mean, Morris made a mid-range bucket with 9 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. She hits 1. Then Iowa would miss 2 free throws. Alexis Morris came down. She hits another mid-range. Bang. Iowa misses another shot, then rebounds it, then gets a turnover. Alexis Morris steal. Morris would get an assist to Williams. So this is down the stretch. So that's 3 straight plays, okay? Iowa hits 2 free throws. Reese would get a bucket. Number 25 would foul out. I think Warnock was her name. Morris gets a bucket coming off a Clark bucket. Clark hits a 3. Reese misses. Morris would get the rebound, back out, mid-range, bang. That's 5 in a row that she assisted on or hit. Clark gets her first 2 of the game. Williams gets a bucket, so that stops the run, but that's 5. Williams gets a bucket, and then Iowa responds right behind her. Alexis got a 10-second violation. It was there. LSU was up 13 with 2 minutes and 57 seconds to go. LSU would get a turnover. Clark would miss. Clark would get a steal, go down, or get the rebound, get an assist, but then here comes Clark, or here comes a Morris. Here it comes. She hits a bucket, mid-range, bang. She gets an assist on pull, and then Alexis Morris hits the 3 to end it. Doug Ray says, I knew that there was something wrong with you, Blake. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Now I know it's because you're a New York Yankees fan. You couldn't put your finger on it or in it. Chris Lomax says, what a season from the women. Glad to be able to watch the stream. We was hit with a tornado. Oh man, Chris, I'm so sorry to hear that. And now just getting Wi-Fi. I hope you're okay, man. I hope everybody in Arkansas and the surrounding areas is okay. I really do, man. I really, really do. Old Vet on YouTube says, I'm happy that I learned how to say Floget's name right. Teaching this old tongue new tricks. Yes, indeed. Todd Dyke said, oh, yeah, we got to that one. Let's go up and get some more. Go get some more of these comments. Aaron Hornsby says the party is on in Dallas. That it is. True 337 says Scott made all the right hires in all of LSU sports. I agree with you there. Bundy says, I bet she don't start dating 18-year-olds. I bet you don't. If you're talking about Ed, no, Bailey Lauderdale's my age. And from the same hometown or same place. Adrian says, there are clowns born every day, Marvin Mackey. It's true. Chad says, who cares about brackets? Look at who is in the boys' Final Four. That's true, man. I mean, you got San Diego State hitting a bucket late to end it. I mean, what are we talking about here? All right. LSU's your national champion, baby. What a day. We'll continue to talk about it. I'm sure we'll continue to talk about it throughout the week. We'll continue to talk about it probably until next basketball season. So looking forward to it. But we will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Go to the Lady Tigers. We are the national champions. See you tomorrow.